Masterbuilt Gravity Series 800. What? Yes, I got a hold of one. Man, this thing was hard to find, but I'm stoked. Gonna do up some pork back ribs today and show you guys just how easy it is to make awesome ribs using this grill. So here we go. For me, it all starts with a rub. Just so happened I was running low, so I'm going to go ahead and make a rub today, so I thought I'd show you guys how to do that. There's a recipe up on the screen there. Really easy. I'll tell you kind of my secret ingredient that I use that not a lot of people do use is granulated honey. I love it. It adds a little sweetness. It gets sticky, almost a little saucy as it cooks. It starts to melt and reincorporate, so pretty awesome stuff. Now the rub's all nice and incorporated. Let's go ahead and rub down this rib. So I got some pork back ribs from Costco, which I don't normally go to Costco, but my wife happened to be there and grabbed these for me, and they look great. The butcher did a great job. I don't really have to trim them. They even already took the membrane off. I mean, you know, not a bad job, Costco. I'm liking this. Fat content looks great. I mean, these are going to be great ribs. So let's get them all rubbed. We want to make sure it's coated all the way around. Really want to get that flavor profile into it. After I rub my ribs, I let them sit for 3 or 4 hours. I know some people do overnight. You know, it's all personal preference. All right, look at that. Wow, I wish you could smell this. They smell amazing. So we're gonna let these sit for a bit. Let me go ahead and uncover my grill, show you guys how this thing works. It's pretty awesome, pretty cool. On the right side there is the gravity hopper where I can put charcoal, wood, lump, whatever I want in there. So it's really cool. So here's a control panel and a shelf. It's got an easy lift shelf here in the front. This thing's pretty awesome. So like I said, this is the hopper. This is where I'm going to go ahead and pour some charcoal and put some wood chunks in there. These are the vents that use to choke the fire when you're done to kind of put the flame out. And here's the ash catcher, and this is where I'll put my lighter cube to start the charcoal. Pretty cool. Lots of room in here. You got 3 racks. I've got my rack set to smoke. If you flip them over, the grills are wider, so you can get better grill marks for searing. But yeah, this thing's pretty new. I've only used it once. And I am comparing it to my Traeger today. So let's go ahead and add some charcoal. I am using Jealous Devil briquettes. I love them. They're bigger briquettes. They're more dense. They burn slower, burn cleaner. And like I said, I add wood chunks too. So about, you know, every 6 inches or so of charcoal, I'll add a nice big chunk of cherry wood. That's my favorite wood to smoke with. So there's cherry wood going all throughout this thing. So we've got to close it and latch it, otherwise the fan won't ever cook on. I will open it and leave it open when I start the fire, but once I have that fire burning, I will lock it down, otherwise the fan will never turn on. It's like a safety feature so it doesn't get too hot. So here we go. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put in my little lighter stick right here, and I'm just using a regular old Bic lighter to light it up. I mean, it's really this easy. This is all there is to it. Alright, got her going. And you can see there's already got a little bit of smoke coming out of the top. So once this starts to, once I'm confident that it's going pretty well, I'll close it up. I got to take these vents out, which you could just open them up, but there's this cool little spot to hang them on the front of the grill. It's really convenient. And now, yeah, it looks like we're cooking pretty good. So let me show you how easy it is to operate this thing. We just turn the power on. I hit the temp. It's already set to 225, but I can swing this thing any temp I want. We're going 225 today, but it'll go all the way up to 700. It kind of flashes between the timer and the grill temp. If I had my probe put in here, it would also flash to the probe temp. So let's go ahead and shutter, lock it. So this is the sensor. If we don't lock it, that sensor won't allow the fan to kick on. So here we go. And the fan has kicked on. Let me show you the fan. It's the fan down there. It does all the magic. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Here's a cool app that comes with it. It works off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and I can control everything on the grill from here. I can control the temp, I can look at the probe temp, I can set a timer, I can even turn the grill off from this app, and it works awesome. Alright, we'll let this thing come up to 225 and go grab the ribs and throw them on here. You can see how it's getting a little smoky. It's a little billowing at first, but it really settles into that thin blue smoke really quickly, which is what we're looking for. And that's why this thing really gives you the flavor of cooking on an offset without having to do all the work and babysit a fire. But yeah, you'll notice it's already turning into a thinner smoke, and that's what we want to cook with. All right, let's see. We are at temp. We're 229. Once I throw the ribs on, it's going to come down to 225. When I cooked on this thing the other day, it was always within a degree or two of the desired temp. We're going to put them on the middle racks, not on the bottom rack, because I don't want it right next to the heat source. I want to be able to get plenty of airflow around the ribs. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this first rack on here. See if I can do this one-handed while holding a camera, but right there. Oh man, these look so good. Yeah, the color of this rub. Oh, this is going to be amazing. This other rack is going to end up on the Traeger. I am doing a comparison today, so look at my other videos where I compare the two grills. So 225 for 3 hours, and then we'll wrap and get them going. So we're about an hour and a half in. Just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. You know what they say, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. Normally I would not look at these ribs until 3 hours have passed, but just wanted to give you guys a look. You can see they're starting to tighten up. That's just drippings from the ribs above. Not doing a competition, so I'm not really worried about that. It's not, I mean, if anything, it's going to give it more flavor. So here we are, 3 hours in. It's time to wrap. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them in a little foil. We're going to wrap them. And the reason why I want to wrap them is I want to get a little bit of a braise on these things. It'll really help the fat render. Really helps tighten the meat up a little bit. Speeds things along, and it prevents me from getting an overly dry bark. Almost forgot the beer, the most important part. So I use a light beer. I know a lot of people use a lot of different things. I know people that use cherry Coke. Apple juice is really common, apple cider. I like the flavor of the beer. It always works really well for me, but you know, feel free to experiment. So like I said, we're going to wrap these tight and get them back on the grill. And I'm going to let them go for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. And then I will pull them and unwrap them. And then I will start saucing them. And when I'm saucing them, I'm trying to get that sauce to crystallize and really set into the meat. Get some more beer on here. It doesn't take much, just enough to kind of cover the ribs. So yeah, we'll let these go and then unwrap and the third step in the cook will be to kind of sauce them and flip them and sauce them and get the sauce all caramelized into the meat. All right, so it's been about 50 minutes. So you can see all that steam coming out of there. It really has, you can see the fat that's rendered. The ribs are really starting to take on a nice bend. I've gone ahead and warmed up my sauce on the grill here. And I'm just gonna get a nice coat of sauce on the top of these ribs. And I'll let the sauce, caramelize for about 20 minutes, and then I'll flip them and do the other side. And then I'll flip them once more and do the top again and let that cook. Probably looking at 20 minutes each time I sauce them. And I'm gonna let these go for about an hour. Looking good. All right. All right, look at these things. Man, really starting to look good. And the smell is ridiculous. I wish you guys could smell this. And you can see, I can tell just by looking at how the rub has cooked that it looks like a stick burner. It looks a lot different than it does in my Traeger. So I'm getting a much more kind of I hate to say real smoker kind of flavor because they're all real smokers, but this one is more, it looks like a much more traditional kind of a smoke, and it's looking great, smelling great. Man, I can't wait to get these things done and take a bite. This is gonna be fantastic. All right, so I flipped them and did the top, and again, it's been about 20 minutes, about an hour total since the wrap, and look at these beauties. Wow, these things look amazing. Look at that nice bend. If they were overcooked and I tried to bend them like that, they just break in half, so they are perfect. These are gonna be fantastic ribs. I mean, just look at that color. Oh boy, I cannot wait. So we'll take them inside, and what I do is I put them in a foil, cover them with a foil tent for about 15 minutes, kind of let them rest. That's usually kind of when we get our sides together and stuff. Wow. All right, let me grab my fancy knife. These things have been sitting for about 15 minutes. So it's time for the reveal, time for the important part. Let's see how these things turned out. See that granulated honey is a little sticky. Let's go ahead and cut right in the middle here. Oh man, I cannot wait to take a bite of this. Let's take a look. We got a nice smoke ring. That bark looks amazing, juicy. You can see that fat's really released. This is gonna be good eating. Oh man. All right, the important part, look at that juiciness. Oh, now I gotta take a bite and see what the pull's like. Look at that, right off the bone. Perfect, perfect pull, perfect bite. Not overdone. So look at the smoke ring on these, wow. This is fantastic. I mean, this grill really is like an easy bake oven / stick burner. All right, look at this plate lunch right here. Looks amazing. We're gonna go ahead and get after this and enjoy. Thanks for watching, you guys, and please like and subscribe.